Hello, everyone, and welcome again to this episode of the Committee Reads. I am your host, Kaiju X, and with me today I have GVR, Joe Mama, Nagoda, Alex, and Ditto. And today we'll be reading Match 167, Cyber Godzilla vs. C-Rex by Tyler Treeshock, and banner also by Tyler Treeshock.
Yay.
I'm telling you, this is a mistake.
I ordered chicken McNuggets.
Cameron Woodford yelled as he was forcefully escorted into a prison transfer truck by two guards. You Neanderthals need to take me back. You mean that rich hotel suite you call a cell? Retorted an old guard as he shackled Cameron into his seat. I have orders from some officer that you have moved to the Sing Sing correlation facility. So
correctional.
Oh, correctional. I can't read.
I can't believe GVR had to correct you on that.
So if this is a mistake, it should be fixed in a few months. Maybe a year, considering I am a Neanderthal. Interesting insult. Wait 1 second, Cameron exclaimed immediately for his voice to fall on deaf ears as one of the officers exited the back of the truck and shut the back door while the other sat down. Jeez Louise, what kind of sentence structure is this? One of the officers exited the back of the truck and shut the back door while the other sat down to watch over the inmates. That is one sentence. That feels wrong.
Comrade,
Do no wrong.
I am being set up. Shut up before I make you, one of the other six inmates in the van yelled as the vehicle began to move. Don't you know who you're talking to? Who you are talking to? Cameron questioned to the inmate that had insulted him. Unless you
don't know who you are talking to, do you?
Oh, I forgot. I missed two words. I
You okay?
It's okay. It's okay, Kaiju X. You're following Gray Shot's example of missing words.
Okay, good.
I thought Kaiju X was looking at his fixed version without us also reading it.
Unless you want to disappear, I would recommend you remembering the place. I wouldn't listen to him, the officer asserted as he secured himself to his seat. Last guy that spoke back didn't walk again. The bald inmate formed a sadistic grin at the guard's remark, contemplating his actions as he scanned over Cameron's relatively smaller form. As the inmate returned his gaze to Cameron's face, he found a confident grin in a look that showed no sign of fear. That's cute. I had 3 people that disappointed me too. Oh, a decade ago. Sadly, they weren't walking or talking too much after that. Who was speaking there? I guess that was the inmate.
I have no idea who's who anymore.
I don't know either.
I lost track after the first word.
One of the people who disappointed him was his son.
The guard looked back at Cameron with a new sense of danger, but the Mogul's stern demeanor faded when he rose his hands with a playful... Huh? Okay.
He rose his hands with a playful smile.
Faded, and he rose his hands with a playful smile. Oh, okay. Now glistening.
Are you okay? Do we need to take you to the hospital?
Hey, Gray Shot, can you please not confuse the poor caveman? It's very rude.
I'm sorry, I'm a Neanderthal. Oh my goodness. Of course, unlike yourself, I was cleared of all wrongdoings. Cameron then went silent as the transport began its journey. Hours passed as the vehicle grinded through New York's traffic. Sirens wailed, horns screeched, yet something unique caught Cameron's attention. A few high-pitched whistles that gradually drew the focus of everyone else. What is that? The old officer riding the back questioned until Cameron answered. Multiple objects of incredible speed decelerating to below Mach 1. What does that mean? The officer inquired as the high-pitched sound increased. Cameron, without notice, grabbed hold of his restraint behind him before he said, To put it in your intelligence grade, frick. To put it in your intelligence grade, it means trouble. Before the officer could ask to elaborate, the vehicle suddenly started swerving until an explosion detonated in the driver's seat. Flames burst through the back window before the truck was hit again and forced on its side. Cameron hung on for his life, but the impact force proved too much as he smashed the back of his head against the wall. The sound of moaning awakened Cameron from his unconsciousness to discover the vehicle was on its side, as well as everyone else was still down. Luck was with the genius as the officer lay right in front of him with his keys within reach. Cameron stretched, grabbed the keys, and unlocked himself before he could stumble out of the back of the flipped transport. Cameron's loud actions caused everyone else in the vehicle to awaken and yell at the fellow prisoner. Pass.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait.
Get back here.
Okay, thank you. No, get back here. Get back here. Free us. The other inmates demanded only for Cameron to disregard the bleeding cries and move to the sidewalk. Burnt cars, people running in all directions, along with copious amounts of carnage, lined every angle on Cameron's side. As the genius made his way into a close-by structure, a blinding light appeared and caused everything on the streets to disappear. Cameron looked up to see an exilian UFO and smiled as he realized what had just happened before he was blinded by another burst of light. "Wake up, sir," the female helicopter pilot yelled as Cameron awoke from his sleep. "Sorry to wake you, but the island is in range along with the facility." "Excellent, land immediately," Cameron remarked as the chopper pilot radioed in that it would be descending. 24 men in full military uniform wielding machine guns surrounded the chopper as it touched down on the facility's helicopter pad. Cameron confidently strode out the vehicle and glanced at all the men, their red bamboo insignia drawing his full attention. "Do we really need all the guns? My name is Cameron Winter, and I wish to speak to the person in charge." The soldiers unflinchingly kept their gun sights on the white-haired man until someone from behind them ordered stand down. En masse, soldiers stood to attention before allowing an older officer of higher rank through. With a scowl on his face, a patched eye, and short dark hair, the officer appeared as rigid as he acted in his full military outfit. "I am Captain Tamaki of the Red Bamboo Facility, and definitely not Dr. Sarazawa."
Yeah.
The officer proclaimed... The officer proclaimed before the captain scanned Cameron.
Are you
"So if you are who you say you are, then shouldn't you be dead? Your death was one of the major stories during that invasion of New York a few months ago. If I recall, they even found your body." "Well, as you can see, my death has been greatly exaggerated." The mogul laughed. "Though, Mr. Tamaki, if I may call you that, can we discuss the matters in private?"
Was that a Megamind reference?
I don't know.
So is everyone like a robot in this?
Yeah,
Yes.
the dialogue is very there's no contractions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying they're not pregnant?
No,
Shut
they
up.
aren't.
How many have I done? Hold on.
I think you recall found your body. You have 3 more.
Okay. Yeah, the Red Bamboo officer nodded in approval.
2 more.
Of course. Yeah, I understand. 2 more. Of course, just follow me. Call me Captain Walker, or I will order my men to shoot you.
GVR, are you okay? Do you need to go
No.
to the hospital?
I don't think his Floridian brain could handle this.
Floridian.
Fair enough, Cameron commented before he began to follow the Red Bamboo captain, who again is definitely not Dr. Sarazawa. And then he passed it off to someone who hopefully can read.
Well, it's me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, then.
Joe. You can do it.
The duo. I can do this. I can beat Gray Shot. The duo ventured throughout the Red Bamboo base until the captain led the Mogul into a structure and then his personal office. If not for your high status, I... Stop fucking laughing.
Oh, lordy.
Have I mentioned how much I hate Floridians?
I hate him too.
If not for your high If not for your high status, I...
Alright, let's get the giggles out.
GVR muting himself. If not for your high status, I would have ordered my men to kill you the second you landed. But now that we have privacy, what is your reasoning for coming here? Tamaki questioned as he sat down at his desk. Cameron continued to stand and explained. Before I reportedly died, I was forced to stay at a luxury penitentiary. I unfortunately met a Japanese executive who, to put it squarely, could not shut up.
Wow, racist.
He mentioned Among Us. He mentioned, among numerous other things, his friend who left his government to work for a terrorist organization. So unless there's another Ren Tamaki here, I would assume this is you. Which leads me to ask if I can have the coordinates to where Japan keeps all items of national security. The captain shook his head in understanding. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The captain shook his head in understanding before he exclaimed, I am who you are looking for, and I left due to the nation not fully understanding my authority. In any case, I know where such a place exits. So, what are you offering for its location? I was hoping for an anonymous contribution to your business would suffice. Cameron countered. To the public, I may be dead, but Solstice Industries, my company, or specifically its board, knows I am alive, so any monetary demand I can supplement with ease. Do you not worry about them informing officials? Cameron's lighthearted demeanor faded as a sadistic grin formed across his face. They and their family know what would happen, as I assume your soldiers know. Though enough about me. Let us return to my offer. I would have said yes if it was 4 months ago, but our business is currently booming thanks to the Exilian invasion, Tamaki explained arrogantly. Affordable nuclear weapons are in demand at 10 times the average price, so any offer you would give is change compared to the percentage I make per sale. Right about now, my facility is in need of pest control, not cash. Curious at the implications, Cameron inquired, what do you mean by that? A sea creature killed our bodyguard Ebera a few days ago and is currently off our coast. Crustaceous Rex is the creature's name. I must sympathize, as I controlled an Ebera at one point and it died quite easily. They just had to kill Big Shrimp twice.
Bruh. Worst timeline.
The worst timeline. Though let me make you another offer. I shall quickly kill this creature for you, and you will tell me where to find the storage facility. A fair trade for a man in such position, no? An evil smile appeared on Tamaki's face before he exclaimed, I can agree to those terms, but how would you kill the creature? Oh, I have just a weapon.
Oh, Joe.
A little side project.
Pass.
Pass.
Rude, Kaiju X.
Sorry.
Business is booming.
The Goater.
Wait, is it my turn?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How many do we take again?
12.
12? Okay. Sorry, I forgot. I went to go grab my phone earlier. How long would it take for... Wait, that's where I'm at, right?
Yeah, you are at, oh, I had just the weapon.
Okay. Oh, I have just a weapon. A little side project I personally financed to kill a pain in my side. After 13 years in reassembly and with some recovered technology of the invasion of New York, I think it will perform nicely in this situation. How long would it take for this weapon of yours to get here? Tamaki asked, extremely curious about such an advice. My depth charge shipment is not to arrive for a week. The Mogul then chuckled before he rhetorically asked, Do you honestly think I would come to an island filled with terrorists by myself without some protection of my own? Before Tamaki could respond, an explosion detonated in the distance. The red bamboo captain turned around to look out his window to see C-Rex attacking the edges of the facility's perimeter. Kill C-Rex and you shall receive the coordinates, Tamaki shouted before he watched Cameron pull out of his pocket a small touchpad. The Mogul typed onto the pad orders for his creation before he said, he is on his way. I am going to head back to my chopper if you don't mind. I have a timetable to keep, and it will provide a far better view. Crustaceous Rex scanned the local soldiers as they unleashed their respective arsenals.
Dakota, are you
Bullets.
Christian Bale? Because that acting was phenomenal.
Bullets and unslung grenade rounds impacted the oblivious creature before C-Rex grabbed multiple soldiers with his tentacles and consumed them with ease. As the monster searched for more food, the sound of buzzing grabbed his attention, but not soon enough. 4 powerful rockets impacted on C-Rex's body, knocking the creature off balance. The crustacean stumbled away from the base and turned to his attacker to discover a monster similar to the creature it had faced many years ago. Green eyes scanned Crustaceous Rex before the cyborg unleashed a shrilling cry. Reborn thanks to Cameron. Cyber Godzilla ready to combat his master's newest foe. Now faced with a bigger meal than what he could receive at the Red Bamboo facility, C-Rex turned to face his new opponent. The 4 parts of the creature's mouth opened and separated to unleash a horrible screech at Cyber Godzilla before he charged forward, causing miniature quakes with his large footsteps. As the sea creature neared his foe, the android retaliated with a barrage of rockets. Cyborg, not android. A large detonation of sand stopped C-Rex cold, giving Cyber Godzilla an opportunity. Blue flame swirled in its maw, then propelled at C-Rex merely for the creature to jump high into the air. With an earth-shattering thud, Crustaceous Rex stomped his opponent into the water. With Cyber Godzilla helplessly dazed from the impact, C-Rex ensnared the cyborg in his grip before tossing him farther out into the sea. As Cyber Godzilla lifted his head up above the chest-high water, C-Rex quickly rushed the reptile and swiped it with his right leg. The cybernetic creature dodged under the waves and swam behind the giant crustacean before he unleashed his atomic ray. The massive blue blaze engulfed the crustacean, forcing it to recoil in pain even after it ended. With his foe still disoriented by the heat blast, Cyber Godzilla slammed his armored head into C-Rex, sending him farther from the coast. As C-Rex remained hidden under the ocean's depths, the android followed close behind. Again, Cyborg.
It's a Dragon Ball android.
Yes, of course. It's a Dragon Ball android. C-Rex belongs to the Red Ribbon Army. C-Rex gradually floated to the bottom of the sea. The crustacean ready to fight Cyber Godzilla, but the crustacean noticed the leftover corpse of Ebera nearby. The dead creature's own massive claws still protruded through the lobster's face, while the rest of its body lay hollow. A muffled screech alerted the undersea crustacean of the cyborg's descent, prompting C-Rex to stealthily send his tentacles at the claw. Finally, he gets to fight Cyborg. Then, as the cybernetic being came into range, Crustaceous Rex swung the decayed claw upward. In response to the pincer's movement, Cyber Godzilla swung his metallic arm at the incoming appendage. The 2 appendages impacted each other, but to the shock of C-Rex, the lobster's claw cracked into pieces against the metallic arm. As the pieces of the claw fell to the ocean floor, Cyber Godzilla lunged at his opponent. The cyborg rammed into the crustacean before chomping down on his left leg joint. The exoskeleton in the cybernetic creature's maw cracked under the force, causing C-Rex to shriek in agony. I have one more, right?
One more, yep. You're...
Okay. With his foe helplessly in his grasp, Cyber Godzilla propelled himself toward the beach at an incredible speed. Using its built-up momentum, the cybernetic reptile tossed Crustaceous Rex high out of the water and into the air. C-Rex screeched during his flight while flailing until he crashed back onto the sandy beach a few hundred meters from the Red Bamboo Facility Pass.
That's me now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Slowly, C-Rex rose to its feet as the android exited the water. A cybernetic cry echoed from Cyber Godzilla before it unleashed its spine rockets. Explosions covered C-Rex, causing the sea creature to stagger backward and discharge tar at the android. Cyber Godzilla jumped away at the tar, barely missing the hideous ooze, before skidding across the beach. After stopping its slide, the cyborg unleashed its atomic ray on the sea monster. C-Rex bathed in fire yet stood strong against the intense blaze. As the ray faded, the android watched its foe weakly turn toward it, a fighting spirit still present in its eyes. The crustacean screeched in defiance as it did. Cyber Godzilla hunched over and fired a single rocket. The projectile glided through the air and shot down C-Rex's throat. The crustacean's body a few seconds later violently expanded yet remained whole. As smoke slowly began to exit out of the crustacean's mouth, C-Rex echoed one last gurgled screech before the creature fell to the ground. Tar, in addition to blood, oozed out of its mouth from the paralyzing internal wound. Does that dash count as one, or
No?
Your creature has done it, Tamaki surprisingly remarked as he overlooked the carnage. Congrats, Mr. Winter. I must say I am impressed. Hold on 1 second, remarked Cameron as he typed a command onto his controller. Cyber Godzilla immediately walked over to his fallen foe and placed its right foot on the downed creature. The cyborg took a deep breath before it unleashed a tremendous roar into the heavens. How easily those of a lesser mind can be amused, Cameron commented as he left the captain's side to stand at the entrance of his chopper. Now, where can I find the facility I am looking for? Go to these coordinates, the Red Bamboo captain asserted before he handed Cameron a piece of paper. 7 years ago, but the facility should be relatively the same? Question mark. Good doing business with you, Captain, Cameron declared and turned to enter his chopper. Mr. White, there is one last thing, the captain stated.
Winter. You said Mr. White. This is breaking bad now.
That would make the story more interesting if it was Walter White.
Yeah.
My bad. Mr. Winter, there is one last thing, the captain stated. Cameron turned around merely to discover the red ribbon officer now holding a gun directly at his head. Dozens of soldiers flooded onto the roof and lined up behind their commanding officer, a firing squad ready to eviscerate Cameron upon a single command. Exit the chopper now, or I will shoot. Did you honestly think I would allow you to leave? After
This is how you know Great Shot wrote it.
After your little story, Solstice Industries will pay a fortune for your return to cover up the fact you did not die. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Pass.
Alex, you're up.
Okay. Did you falsify this position? The technological Mogo inquired when he ignored the gun's aim towards him.
Of course not, silly. I am a man of honor.
The captain returned.
I do not recall, though, you asking to depart safely in our offer. Now move!
Cameron stood motionless, and as Tamaki was about to grab him, an electric ray struck the officer from behind. The captain fell to the ground, dazed by the energy blast. Cameron smiled an evil grin as he walked over to the downed man. He unzipped his pants. The men behind the captain screaming as metallic robots tore them apart. Blood pooled across. Tamaki struggled to raise his gun at Cameron, merely for him to kick his gun away. Tamaki looked up to see the Mogul, his chopper and 3 flying metallic insects behind him. As his men's screams faded, more robots flew behind their master. What are those things? The captain feasibly questioned.
Feebly.
I don't care. Cameron bent down to the captain and grabbed the hair on his head. Ren moaned, "Oh!" But the sound did little to faze Cameron. You and I are similar. We both like to deceive. We both want power, and we both know when to capitalize on an event. Unfortunately, I'm a Texan, so I'm automatically better than you. Winter stood up and left the downed officer, but stopped as he was about to enter the helicopter. The Mogul kept his attention on the craft, ignored Ren as he struggled to crawl away. Well, thank you kindly for the information. If you don't mind, I think I'll take your pest too. Cameron waved the captain off, then boarded the chopper. In a few seconds, the helicopter flew into the air and moved away from the island, while the metallic insects flew towards Cyber Godzilla as well as C-Rex. Cameron relaxed in the back of his vehicle and then pulled out his universal controller. The Mogul manually planted a neural receiver onto C-Rex with one of his cyberflies, then looked back at the island as it faded away in distance. Now, I don't remember you asking to live in our deal either, you piece of shit. Cameron silently nodded and then sent new orders to his pawns. Captain Ren Tamaki of the Red Bamboo, feeling slightly better after getting a pedicure, rose to his feet by supporting himself on the helicopter's pad guardrails. Captain regained his breath simply to look up and see C-Rex along with Cyber Godzilla dashing towards the base. The Red Bamboo officer grabbed his gun and fired wildly at the beast before the monsters crushed him as well as the facility under their footsteps. Somehow a draw.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say.
Wait, what?
This is
How?
somehow,
C-Rex clearly won.
so far we have continued the trend of questionable draws, even though there's a clear winner.
I hope in your eventual HD restoration, it's just credited as Cyber Godzilla as the winner.
It should be.
It should be. It should be by every right, but I don't think I'm allowed to make changes. Those kind of even if it makes perfect sense to make that change, I don't think I'm allowed to. I think that's just one of those things.
Do it.
Oh my gosh. Golly, it's like, what was he thinking making this a draw? Cyber Godzilla clearly won. Everything else that comes afterward is a post-story thing. I know this was still early on, but like, what is this? Oh my god. Like, I definitely had like a better time going through this match compared to the last two, but at the same time, there are definitely a myriad of very small, like, okay, obviously no contractions, which makes everything sound like, I'm sure the impression was meant to be professional, but I don't think, like, it kind of makes it feel robotic in a way. It's like, it's definitely not perfect by any right, and there definitely need to be like a million more commas in this thing. Like, it was actually a little hard to kind of read through just because it was like, what? Yeah, no, it was just all sorts of confusing and just odd. Friggin'. Yeah. It's like, I like the monster fighting was actually a fun highlight, though. I think that's definitely the match's biggest saving grace. Like, the story itself is fine. It's like, okay, this is where we're going. But I do like sort of like, one of the big highlights for me is the part where they use Ember's carcass as a weapon. That's like, oh, that's a fun little gimmick. But yeah, I know, by every right, this should have been winner Cyber Godzilla, not a draw. Like, I don't care if C-Rex gets back up. Like, Cyber Godzilla definitively won. Everything that happens after that is just a story element.
Does Grey Shot think every boxing match is a tie because the winner doesn't rip out the loser's throat?
Right?
Yeah, Kaiju X, I think you should probably ask him about that and just request Cyber Godzilla win.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to change the ending where it's somehow a draw.
Right. Oh, lordy. But yeah, friggin' yeah. But yeah, no, it's like for the most part, like, enjoyed it fine enough, but there were enough minor issues to where I can't get, like, yeah, I'd still say it's better than the previous one, but it's still kind of like there's some elements of it that I feel a little mixed on. I think just particularly just like I think it just kind of goes, and I don't think there's like a whole lot of it just feels like it just kind of keeps going on the story element. You don't really get like too much of a sense of location for the most part. It's just kind of like everything happens, and here we are. And I think that's my biggest criticism. That it's just like, yeah, no, it's just all kind of going. You don't really get a sense of dimension or scale. It's just we're here and now we're there kind of thing.
I mean, I got a sense of dementia.
Yeah, definitely a sense of dementia. That's without question. But and I know Grayshot's gone on record saying he hates this old banner, but I never minded it. Like I could understand maybe some of the problems.
Man who was ready to just only show the HD version.
We don't talk about that. Only behind the scenes.
More like behind the memes.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I think this banner is actually kind of alright for the most part. It's like, yeah, you got a nice like cut view of the underwater. And it's like you got the red bamboo symbol to the left and Cameron Winter to the right. I'll admit Cameron Winter's about the only real thing that feels off about it, but it's also hidden enough to where it's like I don't think it's like overly distracting.
Grayshot should have just used a picture of Elon Musk.
Yes.
Don't worry, I got things to tell you about this banner.
Yeah. And there's also the HD banner, which to go to like, you know what? I'm just gonna show it off right here, right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what, since you're showing it, I might as well just say this now. The one in the original banner, that is not the Red Bamboo's logo.
I figured it probably was.
Also,
We can't use animated characters in banners, you guys.
look at my brother in Christ. There's one in this banner.
One in the sky.
Yeah, my brother in Christ, you did it yourself.
Yep, yeah, okay, here's a view of the HD banner that'll be coming eventually, which does look a lot nicer. Definitely, like, a lot prettier in many respects, and you kind of have the, yeah, no, you got, like, the ship there and everything. It's like, oh, great touches.
Show us.
Right.
I can't see it, Kaiju X.
Gosh, okay, hold on a sec, you goofs.
Can't just say you're gonna look at that banner.
We'll have to wait for half a year to see this banner.
There.
The go-to
Okay,
is the red bamboo logo.
Oh yeah, that does look really good.
Yeah.
Red ribbon.
Yeah, I know that.
I could tell the C-Rex is a figure.
Where's-
Oh,
Pretty good.
there's some unfortunate white spots around the claw of Ebera.
Yeah.
If you're wondering where the Red Bamboo logo is, it's on the ship over there.
Chip.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it's on the show. Yep.
It's 3 pixels across. Thank you, Yoda.
You're welcome.
But yeah. All right. But yeah, GVR, what'd you think of the match?
Definitely shows its age. I mean, it's overall fine. I don't really have too much like negative to say, but just like, yeah, the dialogue is a bit clunky, and you can definitely tell it was an older match. But I mean, overall fine. The action's neat. The plot itself is cool.
All right.
I always like seeing 2 villains interact and sort of play off each other. This was like the only 2 GTS reps we had at the time, so having them fight was a neat idea.
Yeah.
Are you running out of things to say?
Yes and no.
Yes, it.
Right.
Well, no, it's just like I mean, just like there's not a whole lot to really say because it's like 3,000 words and it's a rather simple plot. I just thought it was neat. Banner is okay. The original banner, it's fine. It's held back by the fact that C-Rex and Cyber Godzilla both look terrible. Because we only had those awful looking toys.
You mean still have them?
Well, yeah.
The new version has like a better looking figure though.
Well, it's still those are the same figures. I don't know. It could just be the way they're positioned, but I don't know. I never minded it.
I just don't like those figures.
Yeah.
They look.
Damn.
Hey, they have their use. They're good for fuel for the fireplace.
And they make good door stops.
Ding dong ditch. Instead of poop in a bag, you just leave those in a bag.
You know, Greyshot has definitely improved with his writing. You can tell that very apparently. His characters don't sound like robots anymore.
Mm. But yeah.
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. Joe, what'd you think of it?
It's fine. Like it's really straightforward. It's kind of like a little boring, I think. Like it's really dialogue heavy, but like the dialogue isn't very special. It's nothing to like write home about. And like the action's like it's pretty alright. Like I don't know, I didn't really like care for this one. Compared to like other Greyshot matches.
It do be a filler in his arc.
It do though.
Its sole purpose is just to give Cameron Lobster Man.
Yeah. C-Rex, who helps him so much in the next match. Is
Oh fuck, that's right.
Yeah, he just dies. Spoiler.
He dies from cringe.
I thought he was in match 200, but yeah, no, Zone Fighter just blows him up.
Yeah, he just blows up.
Blow up.
It's one of those MCU movies that you don't pay attention to because it's usually there for the post credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did you have anything else to say, or is that it?
No.
Okay. Nagoto, what'd you think of it?
The match was. It's okay for a great. It's okay. It's a Greyshot match, so it's got story. The fight's pretty good-ish. The old banner is pretty simple. I don't really have much to say right here. Yeah, it's pretty. It's a standard Greyshot match, basically. Oh yeah, I will say though that the character talk, the speech, has gotten a bit better from the last 3-Greyshot match we read.
You mean 164?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Anything else come to mind, or?
Next. What?
Head empty.
Head empty. I was about to say, anything else come to mind, or is that all you got?
That's all I got.
Alright. Alex, what'd you think of it?
I thought that where the characters all robots.
Until the Texan stepped in.
and the feminine commander. Now, if that match had those two characters from the beginning, I would have loved it. I guess it's serviceable. I don't think it's bad any means. It's personally not for me. Again, character person in. I'm just not a fan of the dialogue here.
Yeah.
Like I'll let you echo Kaiju X's sentiments. I thought the fight was its saving grace. even though it makes no sense that this is a draw when clearly Cyber Godzilla won.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it was said best here. This is the filler match for Cameron getting Lobster Man, even though Lobster Man dies instantly in the next match he's in.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Truly, it's that moment.
So I really cannot say much other than everyone sounds like a robot in this.
Alright. In order to make it better, you had to turn to a Texan. Oh. Oh. Oh.
And that's all today for the committee reads.
We got to know. What'd you think of it?
Okay. Well, Alex, what would you grade this match?
Oh, what would I grade it? Oh boy. I'd say a C minus.
Too many honestlys.
Yeah, too many honestlys. That's how you know it's a Gray Shot match. That is the one person who says honestly, but like 3 times in a sentence.
Yeah, this match is just all right. It's like everyone else said, filler. It's just one thing happens after another. Dialogue isn't. I guess. How do I like the way the paragraphs are structured? It's not all like condensed or whatever. They're all like broken up, so that's nice, I guess. But yeah, it was something else. I don't think stuffed crustacean Rex should have gotten the draw. Cyber Godzilla should have won. Characters are alright. And then the banner, I think, looks fine for the most part. I think the figures work well together because they have that same level of quality.
Yeah.
So they don't like clash. I do like the dead Ebra in the background.
Dead bruh.
Agoda, what did you say the red ram bamboo logo was?
Isn't that what's on the current banner, right? What's on the old banner right now?
Yes,
That's
old
what's
A
banner.
red Rambo.
You said that wasn't the original, or like, was it just made up, or
I think that one's just made up.
okay? Plus, Cameron Winter staring into my soul. I think you probably should have just tried to get like a stock photo of a person and model it after Cameron Winter, because it's kind of just weird having a 2D.
Yeah, no
Picture of a
animated
person.
characters, you guys.
Yeah, 'cause it's like,
Again, just get Elon Musk and color his hair white.
other than that, it's a fine banner. I'd say
Or-
everything about this match is just fine.
Or do what Kaiju X did for 350.
Oh
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah, for like modeling, like just taking like stock models and just.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Like, just take a stock photo of someone and. But yeah, like I said, everything is just fine.
Mhm.
That's about it for me.
But yeah, and yeah, I think with that said, this has been match 167, and we're gonna see you guys next time for match 168. Till then, everyone, woo!
Bye.